Hi, I'm Susan Ashbrook, and you're watching Equine VIP, because if it's about horses, we cover it. We're in Southern California, where it's not very sunny today, but we're here to interview Kerry Kuhn. Kerry's been asked to host a 3-day clinic where we'll learn more about his method of training called Practical Horseman. Let's go visit with Kerry. Hey Kerry, hi, welcome to Equine VIP.
Very nice to meet you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. I love the tip of the hat. We can tell you're from Kansas City because, you know, the big city, Los Angeles, LA, we don't do things like that.
Well, my wife's from Texas, and she's pretty big on respect, so
thank you so much.
They do things a little different down there.
They sure do. If you could sum up, and I know this is hard to do, but in, you know, a paragraph or two, a few sentences, what is Practical Horseman about? What is that method about?
I decided when I got involved with Purina Mills, my whole philosophy and my approach is extremely practical. I mean, it's nothing fancy, but everything that I do, it's useful stuff. It's just, we're going to get out there and we're going to work at it and we're going to do what works for each horse. There's not going to be anything fancy, but what you're going to end up with is something that's going to be real useful to you. The longer I nag my horse, the worse it gets for me. If I had to sit back and put myself in most horses' positions, I think, man, I'd just soon stand out on the highway and get run over than to deal with somebody pulling on me that much all day long. It all starts from our horse pushing or pulling really before they ever make contact. Did anybody notice where I unsaddled that horse? I took him out there on the road. I was standing right in the middle of that road, just because I knew if I was standing in the middle of that grass, I was going to be working harder just to keep him from eating. I still got to pull the saddle off of you. There's lots of guys doing what I do. And I want everyone to understand, if they've got some desire and they'll take the time to build their knowledge, anybody can do what I do. Now, I feel like I have a gift to deal with some tough situations. And all I want to do is take what I've been given and help other people, share it with other people. Exact thing, okay?
I read about a competition that you participated in. It was you and other trainers, and you were all given 2-year-olds, and in a very short amount of time, I think it was 2 days, you had to train the 2-year-olds, and you won the competition.
Going into the competition, it was a 2-day competition. We had an hour and a half the first day and an hour the second day.
Amazing.
And of the 3 of us in the competition, I was the only one that wasn't able to get on their horse the first day. So I was behind going into the second day, and I don't know what it was, but I met with some of the other people that were out here with me, and they said, you do this every day, just go finish what you started.
Yeah. And
when I look back at how it all played out, if there was anyone there in the audience watching, I hope that they saw and heard from me that if you're just willing to go at that horse's pace, you can get a lot of things accomplished in a short amount of time. And the distance that particular horse made up on that second day, actually in the last 30 minutes that I had,
really
was just amazing.
Now, I heard yesterday that there was one particular horse in the clinic, and we're going to see that horse today, that a Mustang, maybe, I think it was your first horse of the day yesterday, that nobody could ride, problem horse, bucked everybody off, and within 30 minutes, you had the owner of the horse riding, right? Is that? Yes,
and I have to say, this gentleman, Darren Kendrick, and this Mustang that he's got, Rio, they rode with me in a clinic last year at Rancho Oso.
Yeah, Rio's a 9-year-old Mustang now, and I got him about 4.5 years ago. And I got him from a general auction, not a BLM sale, but a general auction. And the guy found me afterwards, and he said he just wanted to let me know he bucks really hard. So I thanked him and said okay. And I started a few horses myself, but had quite a bit of trouble with Rio as far as him being really bronky, and sent him to quite a few different trainers and some problem horse trainers and even a bull rider to see if he could just sit on him and ride through him and pet him, and none of that was successful, and everybody said can him and get rid of him. And so anyway, I kept him, and I didn't want to give up on him, and I met Kerry Kuhn, and met Kerry on a Friday night before a clinic and asked him if I told him I wanted to really ride in his clinic, and he said he thought he could help me out maybe. So,
and we spent about an hour and a half together, and I told him, I said, I know where your horse is and I know where you want to be, and I'll let you ride in this clinic, but I'm going to push you past what you're comfortable with on this horse. But I also said, but Darren, I won't ask you to do anything I won't do, so I'm going to do it first. And I have to say, that horse came as close to bucking me off as I've been in a long time.
Everybody gets to ride today.
You know, sometimes when you've got a horse like that, that has that fragile of a mind, he's that sensitive, and he's got a history of getting spooked and bucking people off. A lot of times you can do all the groundwork preparation you want, but sometimes there's no way to get over that hurdle other than to just go through the fire.
at the end of 3 days, we had him like a regular horse. You couldn't tell the difference.
That horse was as fluid and as smooth traveling and loping around those other horses as any horse in that clinic.
Wow.
Really, I think the ultimate reward for me is my horse Rio has really just calmed down all the way around. He's went from being kind of a wild horse where he's nervous about the whole world, and especially a rider, to just turning loose and letting his feet move and his mind settle down.
Be safe and have fun.
There is not a better teacher here today.
Kerry, if you could just tell us about a few or one product that you recommend, we'd really love to hear that.
Well, I'd have to say, bar none, Purina Mills makes the best feed on the market. Cactus Saddlery makes our saddles for us. Incredible company. They build some great saddles and tack. CSI Saddle Pads is a saddle pad that we ride. They are incredible as well. And Highland is an oral form of hyaluronic acid.
Oh,
And
okay.
in my mind, it's the greatest joint supplement on the market.
Super, good to hear. Kerry, because you give clinics all over the country, if someone wants to get in touch with you, do you want to tell us where your website is?
It's www.kerrykuhn.com.
Thanks so much, Kerry.
Great. We're so glad you're here with us today.
Thanks so much.